We all have dreams. But what if your dream told you to walk 13,000 kilometers across South Africa? What if your heart compelled you to document the spirit of Ubuntu? Would you do it, a woman alone, with just 100 rand in your pocket?
From the age of 3 years old, I knew that there was something that I needed to go and do. I saw lines that connected people, and I saw that in our society we're not always honouring those connections. Family is not just mom, dad, brothers and sisters. It's anybody that you meet along the way. I think that that's what the lines were. It was like I saw myself reflected in other people. How are you, my angel? I also was a very strong individual. I had a very strong inner voice and it was a very deep dreamer. Some of the dreams were life lessons. The dream would recur until I actually got the life lesson and until I actually absorbed it into who I am. So I often say that my dreams were my oracle.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Nick, are we going in?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too. The coffee, this is what got you going along your walk, eh? Love coffee.
One of the life lessons that my parents gave me was that never compare yourself to others. And I think it was because I was teased a lot as a child at having red hair. I often found misunderstood and I had these incredible dreams and these incredible visions of us connecting on deeper levels, yet I was shunned because I didn't look like a lot of the other children. Whenever I see somebody who's on the outside, I immediately feel pulled towards them, and I'd like to include them into the bigger picture because I know what it feels like to be on the outside.
Sonja lived in the city, a place of me first, community second. She lived the high life, and it took its toll.
I lived in Johannesburg for 7 years. I wasn't very happy there, but I met a man, fell in love and got engaged. It was a very fast, material-driven society, and I find that very hard coming from small town, people-connected rather than business or money-connected. So I was incredibly frustrated. I was living an unfulfilled life. I was incredibly difficult to live with. I actually became disconnected from the 3-year-old inside of me. I had surrounded myself with people whose focus were mainly on material. Because that's always a quick fix. You know, it's easy to go out and get something and buy something to try and fill a void. My partner tried very, very hard to step up, and he tried to fill that gap, but it wasn't his to fill.
What does it feel like to be disconnected, to be separate?
It was like I was beating with a different drum. My rhythm was completely it was almost opposed to the natural rhythm that everybody else was beating. I felt jagged. I felt when I was walking or when I was meeting with people, I felt like I had this anger, I had this frustration, and I felt it like it was a conspiracy, like somebody had given me the wrong drum to beat and everybody else had the right drum and I was on the outside.
Sonja knew she had to make a change. Her relationship ended and she took a job managing a game lodge, hoping this new move would settle her and let her experience a deeper part of herself.
At this point I already had the dream about taking a backpack, a camera and 100 rand. And I was walking down a road, and the road wasn't straight by any means. And I didn't see people in the dream, but I felt people. So it was like people were waiting outside their doors, waiting for me to arrive. And at the end of the road there was a book on a shelf and books flying out the windows on golden wings. And this dream recurred and recurred and recurred. But it was like I was so busy focusing on finding the answers externally that I didn't go inside to find the voice and to find the answer and to find the dreams again. At this stage, it was almost 4 years of having had the dream, and I was standing on the stoep overlooking the acacias in the African bush. And there was a thunderstorm on the one side and a full moon on the other. And I closed my eyes and I just heard all the African night sounds. And I was ready to turn around and go into the house when I realized that there's something at my feet that's blocking my way. And it was a net, like a big fishing casting net. And something in the little voice said, pick this net up and cast it. And I picked this net up And with as much energy as I could, I just swung this across the tree, encompassing the thunderstorm, encompassing the moon. And I just stood there and I just felt this net disappear, and I just felt like I had cast my dreams. Suddenly I realized that I was harnessed onto this net, and inside this net there are lots of people, and these people are smiling, and these people are looking at me, and they're sort of giving me the thumbs up, and they're saying that we're waiting for you, we're ready. And it came to me that this dream is about showing South Africans the stories that we don't read about in our papers, showing our everyday people in our country living from day to day, expressing their spirit of Ubuntu to one another on a one-on-one level. It was completely beyond me. It was bigger than me. It wasn't about me. It was, this is your role. This is something that you need to step into and honor and do.
What was your leap of faith?
That society might say to us, you have to have security, or you have to have money, or you must have a husband. But if there's a voice inside of you that says you have to follow your dream, I think that the leap of faith is to listen to that voice.